Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Here at you with episode 2 of Final Fantasy XIII. I was really happy to shoot it the first time and I just couldn't help myself. I figured I didn't really shoot a lot, we just kind of entered the game. So we're going to get into the second episode and I'm going to try to streamline as much as I can while still explaining what's happening. So, enemies happen to appear on the real world map before anything else. If you do encounter them, you can try to do what's called a preemptive strike. A preemptive strike is when you walk up to an enemy without them noticing you, and then you engage in battle. Engaging in battle is encountering them with your character. So I can see if I can try to get these guys to not look at me while I do this. And they saw me beforehand, so it wouldn't be a preemptive strike, but we get right into the battle. So I'm going to attack this guy. And then this guy. So you'll see these little circles on the ground right here. They are able to jump on. You can see Saz going up on them. You basically just guide the character to jump over stuff like that. I want to see if I can get the preemptive on these guys. They will sort of forget you if you're not within range, which is great. Oh, they're stuck on me. That's fine. I don't care. It's funny because you'll run away from an enemy and then they'll be like, oh, they must be gone. And then you'll come back and you'll find them and you'll get a preemptive strike. One really key note to put into this is a lot of players, they'll play the game and they'll avoid the really hard enemies, which they don't realize, and I don't mean you shouldn't, but the game is so linear where it's like every encounter is supposed to happen. This is so weird. Do I really like this? I don't know. I don't think I like these controls. But it's really weird because you'll be playing the game and you'll actually be a lot weaker than the enemies later on in the game. I'll put it to standard. I think standard's okay. I'm just gonna leave it at standard. I thought I liked double inverted, but I don't know. As long as you get used to one of them. So Blitz is the attack I just used there. I use it and I attack both enemies, or all enemies in the area. If you go to do an attack on an enemy and they are dead, or not dead, yeah, if they die before the attack happens, then yeah, they will switch your cruiser to the next available target, or the better suited target. I guess I should go through the menu interface because I keep on checking it out. There's a few things to check out. Your status will show you your HP and your strength, your magicka, your weapons, your accessories, your passive abilities, your resistances, all of those stuff. So it's Lightning and Saz, the two main characters right now. I can check out my abilities list, and these will be the abilities that I can use within the game. We'll talk about abilities more when we get to that part of the game. Equipment is the stuff that you can that you can put onto your character. Sorry, someone said good night. That you put on your character, so your weapons and your accessories. Optimize your stuff for balanced offense or defensive, so you can, if you don't want to do all the hard work into it, then you can say, hey, I want my character to be balanced, or I want my character to be more offensive. Then you can throw that on there. You can also remove stuffs, which is more accessories. You can't remove weapons. Your inventory are set off into sections: items, weapons, accessories, components, and key items. Key items you can't get rid of, sort of thing. You can move them around though. And the map is a large-scale map of the current area. Of course, the beginning of the game is very linear. I can't get that word out. Linear. There it is. So bad today. I'm tired. I swear. It's very linear. You don't have to worry about looking at the map too often, but when we get in the more open world, and there is an open world part of the game, you'll start to see that the map is very useful. Data log will tell you things about the game if you want to explore. Say you want to know what happened in the last event and you didn't really pay attention, you can click on the entry log and read up on it. So it says Lightning has held aboard a military purge train along with a group of civilians, blah blah blah, everything we just watched. So if you want to say, hey, I remember them mentioning something that happened before, and you want to read up on that and that happened in chapter 2, then you can do that. So in chapter 7 they mentioned something that happened in chapter 2, you'd be like, what was that again? And you go read it. So it's up to you. Cool things too, like enemy intel, so it will show you the stuff about them, how much it costs to stagger them, their resistance to chaining, their common drops, their rare drops, their vulnerabilities, their status immunities, all that cool stuff. Alright, let's continue. Oh yeah, the X button opens the map up automatically. These little floating spears are item balls. You will hear them, so if you hear it, do pick one up. Generally, the first few item balls aren't the greatest, but you'll start finding item balls that are hidden or require special requirements for you to pick it up. They are important, so always look out for them. They do sort of assist you throughout the game. So I can kind of see one on the right hand side there, and I will pick up after this counter.
Not wanting to get purged, I get. But taking on trained soldiers?
Better to die than get sent to Pulse. It's hell on the brimstone.
Yeah, well, hell's not sounding too bad. Because this place ain't exactly paradise.
Domesticated peacekeepers. Nothing to worry about.
Maybe not for a soldier girl, but I'm trying to say, hey!
So I'm gonna get around these guys, hopefully be able to steal a preemptive strike, and they got me. Damn it. Get a blitz on them, attack everybody in the area. So when an enemy is staggered, they get put off balance. They take a lot more damage, and later in the game, your passives can help do other stuff. A lot of commandos in the game will be able to shoot the character up in the air, which we'll get more into what commandos and Ravager and Synergist means when the time comes, of course. So if I didn't take notice to that, I might have not have grabbed 2 potions, and they could have been important. Piss off, Saz. I wish I could order these, because I'm going to save over one of my datas. That's going to be upsetting. Oh, there it is. So if you find yourself setting up an attack and you want to attack right away because the timing works better, you can actually click the Y button and use the already used attacks. So right now at the 1, I click Y and I get all of that back, but I knew I didn't need to attack them twice, so I click Y and I force the attack. You can do that at any time, and say when you have the 2 attack bars, if you have to get the 1 out right away in order to stagger somebody or put them off balance, you can click Y and force an action. if you're lucky and able to score a preemptive strike, what that does is actually damages and stuns, or sorry, staggers enemy at the beginning of the battle. It's absolutely great to happen if the battle that you're facing is a lot harder. And not always staggers enemies, but does help a lot.
Preemptive strike.
Rebels. So much for the element of surprise.
Oh wow, how do I use items? So whenever HP is low, use an item. Thanks, tutorial. Now let's waste one of your items so you can learn how to use that item. Thanks, tutorial. Sorry guys, sarcasm aside, some of the tutorials are sort of like straightforward, some of them are what they are. And you take it with a grace. I'm probably going to say it a lot, but I'm really excited with how the setup feels right now. And you guys let me know too, if you happen to watch the video and have seen any of the episodes previous. I know they're terrible quality-wise, but that's why we're here now and we're able to get where we're at. So thank you for taking the time to help us get there, I guess. To help us want to get there.
Turn back?
There's no time.
Then what do you suggest we do?
Quiet.
Hey! Hey! Wait! No, don't leave me!
Let go!
The hell no! You're the only way out of here! No! Hey! That might get us across. Right there. Right?
Looks that way.
A lot of what's going on you'll figure out in the future.
Alright, you leave this to me.
I'm trying not to give away too much of the game by talking about what happens, but I feel like I owe it to you guys to let you know what's happening. Of course, we were talking about the purge earlier already, and what is the purge, but they do explain it. I promise they do explain it. It's just you gotta bear with me when I say it will take some time to learn it all. Maybe 3-4 episodes into this sort of series, you'll start sort of getting a grasp of the concept, especially after this area.
Hey, this way. Come on. Work in order?
Deportees, are we? Weapons down. I'd hate for this to turn ugly.
Turn ugly?
He wants to kill us without a fight.
Time's up!
I actually really like these officer types. So they're going to teach you about chain attacks and staggering right now. I'll go through it, but I've kind of mentioned it earlier. So when you initiate a chain attack, the first auto select button or attack abilities, you choose the Marauder as your target. So that is the Marauder. Underneath their health, you can see that little 100%. That means I do 100% of my natural damage. The more attacks I do onto him, the more gauge that goes up. And there's a certain threshold. Until I know what it is, it goes X'd out, sort of question mark %. But once I figure it out, say if it's 300%, then he gets staggered and I do an extra 100% damage, plus he's staggered. Some enemies, it knocks him off balance. So I can say, hey, the enemy you have selected has been hurt, and we need to push the chain gauge. So the chain bonus, blah 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 blah. Continue pummeling this guy, and I will. So I was able to get him there. That means I'm going to be doing the 204% extra. So one further blow will stagger your foe. A staggered enemy takes greater damage when attacked. So he actually takes 204 percent damage. So that's 2 times the damage I normally would be doing. So the gauge will end over time. It's best to attack these enemies when they are staggered, because they are taking damage and won't take as much damage as they would if they are not staggered anymore. Sometimes it's not always the case to attack an enemy when they're staggered. Sometimes staggering does inhibit an enemy to stop attacking, allowing you to focus on another enemy. It's up to you to sort of determine what the best course or line of action is, and you'll learn that while we start playing more of this game. He only needs 1 attack, so I'll Saz finish him off. At no point in the game do you ever control more than one character. It's not like you're always controlling lightning, but your other characters do fight for themselves.
What's your angle? What? Classified military info? Huh? What's the matter? You quit, didn't you? You think I'm gonna go out there and just tell everybody your secrets?
My angle. I'm after the Fal'Cie. Still happy you tagged along.
Didn't have a choice.
Ooh, what's his agenda? Man, already 20 minutes of gameplay. It doesn't feel like that. But I've also played a lot of this, and no, it's a really long game. It is a really long game. I'm sorry, guys.
Citizens, I would like to thank our brave false pioneers and express our best wishes for a successful relocation. Your noble and selfless sacrifice ensures the continued safety and peace of our society. Were it not for this remarkable gesture, every resident of Cocoon, your family, your friends, your neighbors, would be exposed to the dangers of the world below. By choosing to leave Cocoon and participating in this migration.
Migration? More like extermination.
Huge. You stay here.
Sorry. I didn't mean to.
These people need heroes. Here. You keep your cool, and they will too. You got it?
Got it.
What's our motto?
The army's no match for Nora.
That a boy.
Enter new characters. So we'll end it there for now. I'll collect a sphere because I know to collect them. And we'll start shooting episode 3. Just sort of keep it at a bare bones, I don't know, 20 minutes seems like a general feel for where you want to keep episodes at. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be like 20 minutes. That's going to be okay for me. I'll see you guys at the next episode, episode 3. And this has been Peace, and I'll be signing off. Thanks, guys.